Yes, people. Sorry about that. The going live thing wasn't working, but we are back. It's live now. I'm not sure what I don't know what was going on there. Yeah, it's all spinning about, and now I think we are back in the game and we are live. Welcome back to the daily transfer update. Big up to everyone that's locked in over on Chelsea Fan TV as well. Shocking reintroduction after a few days away, but yeah, we're here. We're back. There's lots to get into as always, guys. Make sure you smash the likes on both channels. Make sure you subscribe to both channels as well if you haven't done so already. And there's loads of news to get into. The latest in Chelsea's long drawn out pursuit of Moises Caicedo. We've also got the latest with Ethan Ampadu leaving for Leeds United in a £7 million deal. All the latest on Romelu Lukaku's future as well, with him supposedly going to go into Juventus. We got Juventus fans protesting about his potential signing there as well. The latest on Levi Colwill. Chelsea are heading out to America right now as we speak to begin the pre-season tour. First game against Wrexham on Wednesday. It'll be early hours Thursday morning in the UK. We're playing Brighton on Saturday, which could be an interesting one to say the least. We've got the latest in the Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's move to Marseille potentially as well. There's loads and loads to get into, so make sure you get involved in the chat. Make sure you let us know where you're tuning in from around the world. Let's just say hello to a few people in the chat first, and then we'll get into things. Daniel, hope you're doing well, bro. Yeah, mate, tell me about it. Yeah, it's slow, but I think it's getting a little bit closer. We just gotta sit this one out for a little bit longer. Top Vince, hope you're good, bro. Yeah, it's moving real slow. It's like Lukaku movement on this Caicedo deal. Yeah, it's taken a little bit. It's taken a bit of time. It's taken a bit of time. What's everyone else saying? Turns out the actual talks we made so far, Brian. Yeah, but I think that wasn't a bid. I think that must have been a bid maybe from last week or something like that. But it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Biggest lesson for Todd so far is don't deal with Brighton again. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we just move on from that situation. Central Chelsea, hope you're good. Update on Franca not coming to Chelsea is the situation on that one. Luke, hope you're good, bro. Can't wait till season starts. Got Liverpool tickets. Let's make the bridge mighty again. Yeah, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, bro. Hope you're good. Who else we got in the chat here? Loads of people tuning in. Apparently, Klopp has been tapping up Colwill. Yeah, I mean, Felix posted this. We'll get into this. Some people saying it's true. Some people saying it's not. Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll discuss it. Fofana is injured again. Is he? I don't think he is. I'm not sure. Squad for the US has been announced. I haven't actually even looked at the squad list yet. Where is the squad list, by the way? Someone in the chat, let me know. I hope Caicedo gets done. Yeah, it is getting boring. Interesting names in and not on it. Bring back Chelsea TV. The CFC media has been awful since. Yeah, there is no. You do get some. To be fair, I think there will be some bits on the Chelsea YouTube channel. They do put stuff out there, but yeah, obviously, I didn't even realize that Chelsea TV had disappeared until sort of towards the end of last season. I'm not really too sure what's going on then. Just a 1 minute clip every few days. All the other teams, yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully, there's something done about that. Yeah, I do agree on that. And then I'd hope you're good. What else we got going on here? Almost a month. We're still on Caicedo. Yeah, that is a slight concern for sure. Yeah, Lukaku, Ziyech, and Aubameyang all reporting back to Cobham tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to be doing there, but they will be reporting back there. Squad list on Chelsea website. Okay, I'll have a look now. We'll bring this up. News on the Fofana injury and Dexter, big up. Right, Darmesh, hope you're good, bro. Mate, how's things? How you been finding the Chelsea transfer window so far before we get into things? I'm just going to have a little look at this squad list. But yeah, bro, how you been? What's been happening?
Yeah, big up, Charlie. Big up the chat as well. Sub to both channels, obviously, as well. And just waiting for the confirmation for Caicedo, man. It's been a while, honestly. Just waiting for him to come through the door. We've obviously had a lot of outgoings like this summer and stuff, and we have to top it off with some incomings now because literally preseason literally starts for us in about 1 or 2 days. And if we can somehow get Caicedo through the door in the next few days, then let's see. But I think we all knew as fans that dealing with Brighton would be difficult anyway. But yeah, we just have to see how it goes and then move on to our sort of next targets after Caicedo, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, right. Obviously, the boys are in the air right now, heading out to the States for the Premier League Summer Series as well. But Wesley Fofana will not be travelling. I'm just going to get the squad list up now. We are going to have to scroll down on it. But yeah, mate, What your first thought on that one? Fofana not going on the tour to the States. Potential knee. He's got a knee injury that's being assessed. I mean, this guy, I like him. I think he's a top defender, but it's concerning, isn't it? Already these injuries that he's picking up. I mean, what are your thoughts on that real quickly? Because I've literally just seen that. It's getting a little bit concerning now. I mean, it might not be serious, but it's obviously serious enough to keep him out of the preseason tour, which is not ideal at all.
Yeah, I mean, like he's one of our if not our most expensive centre back, and with this, someone in the chat, Isaiah, is saying in the chat, his fourth injury already in a Chelsea shirt, and he's only been here. Yeah, it is quite concerning, and we know the player that he is. We know how good he can be, but if he keeps getting injured, then we have to start asking questions at the same time as well. But I guess let's just wait and see to find out the extent of the injury. I mean, it could just be a precaution thing. We don't know, but at the same time, you said if it's that serious, then why is he staying home, basically? But yeah, it is frustrating, and we want to try and get as much of our starting players off to America as possible, and Fofana is definitely one of them for sure.
Well, and Reece James hasn't travelled either. I presume he'll be travelling when he feels better. I guess so that's not a complete disaster. Let's just have a quick look at this squad list. Some interesting names on there: Kepa, Slonina, Bergstrom, Eddie Beach, and Jamie Cumming. I suppose for those younger keepers, Bergstrom, Beach, and Cumming, it's a great opportunity for them to come on a pre-season tour with the first team and take part in training and all that sort of thing. I'll be honest, I don't really know anything about any of those last three, but it'll be interesting to see what Gabriel Slonina is like, whether he gets an opportunity in pre-season as well. Because at this point in time, he obviously is the current number 2, and I wonder if he impresses in pre-season, whether Chelsea potentially may look at it and think, well, actually, maybe we could use Slonina as a number 2 this season. I'm not saying that we won't sign another goalkeeper, but for sure that there's maybe a possibility that happens. But let's just, before we get into that in more detail, let's just go through the finalised list. So we've got defenders: Silva, Chalobah, Chilwell, Cucurella, Gusto, Bashir Humphreys going, Levi Colwill, Martson and Alfie Gilchrist, Enzo, Gallagher, Chukwuemeka, Santos, Caicedo, Lewis Hall, Mudryk, Sterling, Madueke, Angelo from the new signing from Santos, Diego Moreira from Benfica, Nicholas Jackson and Nkunku, Mason Burstow, and that Dujan Richards training only. Obviously, he's not old enough to play for us. Is going there as well. Mate, what are your thoughts on this list of players travelling out? I mean, I don't really think there's too many surprises there, but I mean, are you pleased to see some of the younger names getting an opportunity to at least go on the tour with the first team?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise when you see the names, but just hearing it is kind of like surprising in a way. It's weird because like all these players that we had over the last summer and stuff have all gone, and now we've got just look at that midfield, bro. It's literally Enzo and literally no one else. That's it. Realistically, I mean, Chukwuemeka. Yeah. I mean, at least we'll probably get a chance as well.
Yeah. They're good to see the youngsters, but yeah, as well. You look at it, Enzo Fernandez, and other than that, you've got 4 talented youngsters in Chukwuemeka, Santos, Caicedo, and Hall. But the next most senior midfield player is Conor Gallagher.
Conor Gallagher, yeah. Is Levi Colwill travelled? I don't remember.
Yeah. He's on the list. Yeah, I don't know if he's travelled today. Maybe he's got a bit of extended time off. I don't know after the Euros, but he's listed on the squad, so he will be there.
That's good, and obviously Nkunku as well. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I think I'm most excited to see him in action. Obviously, our summer signing. Did Malo Gusto make it as well?
Yeah, he's there.
He's there as well. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'd be excited to see those two at least, see how they get on and see how they gel into the team. But yeah, I think with the goalkeeper situation, I'm not a big fan of playing the young keepers at the moment, just because I'd rather we go with our number 1 or / number 2, just so that there's competition there, and not sort of like faff around with like putting the young lot on and then not really giving the number 1 a chance, because we know going to the Liverpool the first game, it's either going to be, well, it's most likely going to be Kepa, but you never know, Slonina might impress in the 2 or 3 games that we have in pre-season. So yeah,
it's interesting. Well, obviously I know it's no time to panic or anything, because there's still the transfer window is still open for a while, but it is less than 4 weeks now until that first game against Liverpool. A lot can change in 4 weeks and a lot can happen, but you've got to look at that squad right now and you think, Jesus, like we are still lacking like in some key areas. We still need a decent goalkeeper in terms of a backup or a competition for Kepa, whatever way you want to frame it. We desperately need more reinforcements in midfield. And they've not arrived yet. And we could potentially do with another centre forward signing as well. So you look at that squad list right now, and you just think, wow, we still got a lot of work to do. So, we have got we've got to prepare for the season in this tour and stuff, but we have absolutely still got to be working really hard behind the scenes on these transfers to make sure that this stuff gets done. Because right now, you look at that and you think this squad's nowhere near competing to try and get back in the Champions League at this point in time. NX, in terms of Badiashile not in the squad, obviously suffered that injury towards the end of last season in training. He's still not fit to play yet. He's staying back to work individually, I think, on his rehab, and he's aiming to be fit for the start of the season. Let's just get to a few things in the chat before we move on. Nick, hope you're good. Have you ever been linked with Benfica striker Ramos? No, not really, but I don't think he's in the list, to be honest, right now. But I do rate him. He's a good player. Yeah, looking forward to seeing Gusto. Scary score. Yeah, it's a little bit scary right now. How can we compete with players keep getting injured continuously? It's obviously tricky. I mean, it is only Fofana right now, but it does make you think, like, if Fofana so injury prone, and Badiashile at this point in time has also been quite injury prone in the small amount of time that he's been here. Like, the club are open to selling Chalobah if the right offer comes in. And obviously, his career is more important than what Chelsea want to do. But, bro, you're sort of thinking we kind of actually need to keep Chalobah, because this is what I've been mentioning before. Like, with two injury-prone centre-backs, Thiago Silva going to be 39 this year. Like, you're taking a big risk with not keeping a fifth centre-back around the place. Now, obviously, Chalobah, for his career, it might not be best for him to be a fifth-choice centre-back when everyone's fit at Chelsea. But from a Chelsea perspective, we've got to try and convince him to stay, because right now, if we go with four centre-backs with an aging Thiago Silva, who eventually is going to decline, you would think, in his performance levels, and then you're looking at youngsters in Levi Colwill and obviously Badiashile and Fofana are both injury prone. Like, we could be leaving ourselves very short in the centre-back department if we get rid of Chalobah.
Yeah, no, bro, definitely. I think, like, just out of, like, the sort of injury news that you brought up about Fofana and Badiashile, like, I'm just in a positive span with all of this. It could mean that Levi Colwill actually does stay with us. I know, obviously, we don't want to see Fofana and Badiashile injured. I know that might sound wild and crazy, but at least we kind of have some reassurance that Levi Colwill will probably stay for that reason, and we'd be stupid to sort of let him go, because watching him over the under 21 Euros, he's been absolutely quality for us, and and I think he truly deserves to be starting against Liverpool just based on this. And Badiashile not playing for a while. Fofana, we don't know how long that's going to take. Chalobah, I see as a utility player, to be honest. I don't really see him as a starter. I expect Colwill and Thiago Silva to be our starting centre-backs. And out of all of this, this is probably the best news for Levi Colwill in a way, without sounding like an idiot, basically.
No, well, absolutely is. I mean, Badiashile not being on the tour and Fofana not being on the tour either, that literally leaves you three senior centre-backs with Thiago Silva, Colwill, and Chalobah. So this is like, and it just goes to show that, all it takes is one person's misfortune to be another person's opportunity. And this is a massive opportunity now for Levi Colwill. He would have had opportunities in this pre-season anyway, but now you're looking at it and you think he's probably going to play most of the match. He's probably always going to play a part in every single game in pre-season now. And that might not have been the case if all five centre-backs had gone. But now, I think he absolutely is. What else we got going on there? This is not a top 14. Probably not at this point in time. No. Yeah, the squad is not looking ideal right now. No worries. We've the most injury-prone backline. Can't compete like that. Yeah, I mean, let's hope things can improve. Risham's ill, but he'll fly out like in the next few days. I wouldn't have thought. I mean, I can't imagine how ill he is, but yeah. So I don't know what it is. No, he doesn't want Maguire. That was a load of nonsense. I don't know why that report's resurfacing again. It's just no truth in it at all. Will be good to see how Angelo Gabriel gets on. Yeah, bro. What players are you excited to see this pre-season? In terms of from that list, who are you looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, I'm excited to see Nkunku play. Malo Gusto, as I mentioned before. I guess even Mykhailo Mudryk as well. I know a lot of people haven't really mentioned him that much, but we've barely seen like this guy play for us, to be honest. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Poch sort of does with him in the preseason games if he does get starts, and also Andre Santos as well. Obviously, there's massive hype around him as well. So let's just see how he does as well. And yeah, I think those are the sort of 3-4 players that I'm most excited to see with the current players that we've got. Obviously, if Caicedo was in that list, then obviously I say Caicedo as well. But yeah, I'm excited to see them mostly. But I think mostly the fact that I'm intrigued to see how they fit into the system. I think more of Levi Colwill. I know that he'll settle in well in the back four, or if Poch does decide to go for a back five for whatever reason, I mean, he'll probably go with the back four, but I think he'll settle in quite well in the back four.
Yeah, I mean, guys in the chat, let us know who you're looking forward to seeing. We've got Colwill, Martin, Santos, and Jackson. Yep, can't disagree with that. Santos, yeah,
Jackson, bro.
A lot of people are looking forward to seeing Santos. How does everyone feel about our skeleton crew midfield? Yeah, not ideal right now, but you know, the window's still got time to run. But yeah, it's certainly not an ideal situation to be in at this point in time. I'm excited to see how the likes of Caicedo, Santos, and Chukwuemeka do in this preseason. But absolutely, we have to get.
Is Caicedo going to play against us?
Well, if it's not done by Saturday, he will. Like, and I could certainly see that situation happening. No, Kepa's not the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League. This is a nonsense. That just isn't the case.
He's not great, but he's not the worst.
He's not the worst, absolutely not. Santos, Caicedo, and Nkunku and Jackson. Yeah, and Nkunku's going to be the one, I think. Mudryk, Madueke, Jackson. So no Broja to assess. Yeah, no, Broja is there. Yeah, Broja is in the squad list. Oh, he's not.
Oh, he's not. No.
Why has he not gone? Guys in the chat, if anyone could let me know why Broja's not there. Is there any news on why Broja
Pies to tweet something, but
have they just missed him off the list or something? But no, he doesn't appear to be on the list. Maybe they just missed him off.
Apparently it's not fit enough. That's what Dodgers have tweeted. And
not fit enough. Jesus, yeah. I mean, how much of a blow do you think that is? Because like this is a big preseason for Broja, and he's going to miss the tour.
Yeah, Broja will remain at Cobham as he continues his recovery from his injury. So I think it's more of a I just don't think he's ready yet, to be honest.
Not ready.
Well, I don't know. Yeah,
that's not ideal either. I mean, that makes you think that unless we bring someone else in, Nicholas Jackson's going to be leading the line in our first game. Yeah,
possibly. Yeah, most likely. Yeah. Unless Broja does travel later on, we don't know. Yeah,
maybe. Let's wait and see. Does this mean the likes of Ziyech not going means? Yeah. Ziyech, Aubameyang, and Lukaku will definitely be sold. Broja's doing his rehab. Yep. Wasn't he in? No, he was injured during the World Cup in a friendly. Broja doing his rehab. Yep. So Jackson and Burst over pre-season. Yeah, maybe then Nkunku going as well. I want to see Mudryk and Madueke show improvement. Absolutely. Essentially Burstow's a forward as well, but I mean, I guess one senior centre forward, I suppose. What else have we got going on here? Can't be convinced otherwise. Our injury record is the worst in the league. Looking forward to seeing Jackson. This is a big opportunity for Jackson as well. From what I read, with Caicedo Chelsea 90 million, right now 100 million. Let's have a look a bit. Let's get into this Caicedo stuff then. I mean, pre-season will kick off Wednesday, be the first game. There's an open training session on Tuesday, which will be live at around 11:30 p.m. UK time if anyone wants to watch it. I'm not sure if anyone will. Well, people probably will watch it, but yeah. And then we play Wrexham Wednesday in the States, obviously early hours of Thursday morning. And then we've got Brighton on Saturday. So it's a busy week for the club on that front. But let's dive into this Moises Caicedo stuff. And we've had some transfer sagas this summer already with Chelsea. The Mason Mount thing was long. The Lukaku thing is tiring. And now we've got this next one with Caicedo, which is another one which seems to be dragging on as well. So Fabrizio saying Brighton is tough and it's their strategy and they ask for big money. Chelsea are optimistic and confident Moises Caicedo will be a Chelsea player. They don't want to pay crazy money. They will move this forward and offer more than 70 million plus add-ons. Talks obviously still ongoing. Nathan Gissing reporting that Chelsea had a bid rejected of 65 plus 5. And there's Cancelo also adding that Chelsea are set to improve their offer this week with the figure that Fabrizio has also reported there. Mate, how are we feeling about this whole saga? I know big money deals take time. Brighton are difficult negotiators, but we seem to have been locked in talks for weeks on end, and there doesn't seem to have been a considerable amount of progress at this point in time. I mean, how are you feeling about the whole saga?
Yeah, it is frustrating at the same time, but I keep telling myself it's Brighton. Like, we know what these guys are like. They want to try and get as much money as they can for their assets, and like we saw with obviously the Declan Rice stuff, like how long that sort of took from an Arsenal perspective, like how long that took for them with the similar fee, and I think that's kind of ruined that Declan Rice transfer to Arsenal has ruined us in terms of like getting Caicedo through, because Brighton looking at West Ham, they're like, oh, we can get Rice for 100, then Caicedo for us for Brighton, we can get at least like the same amount. So let's just fool around with Chelsea a little bit, which they're probably doing at the moment. And yeah, I also believe that I think we're looking at other targets at the same time as well as Caicedo, which is why a lot of behind the scenes stuff's going on. Obviously, there's probably not been a lot of reports coming out, but I don't think we've been in talks for that long for nothing to happen in a way. So I do think the club are trying with other transfers as well as Caicedo, but obviously the main priority is him right now. And yeah, I guess we just have to see, man. Obviously, if it's wrapped up as quick as possible, we can fly out as soon as possible as well. Then yeah, help out Enzo Fernandez in the middle one. But who knows, in this live training session, bro? Who knows, man? Chelsea might do a madness and just randomly get Caicedo to rock up or something, like an announcement thing. How cool would that be, man?
I mean, I look. I think obviously it's annoying. I don't really know what. I don't know what's going on here. Look, I fully appreciate that as fans, it is frustrating for sure. But there's not really anything we can do at the end of the day, because we're totally out of our control as fans. We just have to trust the people in charge. And I see people in the chat saying that we get like Chelsea going to walk away from this. We're too far down the river to walk away from this, and we are not in a position to walk away from this either. Like business and these, I mean, I'm not an experienced businessman. I don't imagine many people in the chat are experienced business people on this level. And I think you have to appreciate that these things do take time. Yes, it definitely feels like it's taking longer than it perhaps should do. But again, a good point with the Rice thing, you know, that was agreed, but then took the last little bit did take at least a week or more than a week to sort out. We saw with Enzo Fernandez in January how long that took. You know, negotiations best part of 3 weeks to a month to get that sorted. I think this deal will get done, but it is frustrating that he's not in the plane and he's not joining up with us on day one of the tour. I think it does help that, you know, obviously Brighton are taking part in the same tournament as us in pre-season. So it means that from a logistics point of view, that, you know, if we do agree a fee this week, he'll already be in America. So it's not a complete, you know, it's not that difficult to get sorted out on that front. But I mean, look, we will get it done. And I think if we offer, to be honest, I don't think the fee's the big problem. I think it's the amount that's up front and how much is going to be paid up front and how much is going to be in installments. Because at the end of the day, you know, like, I know it might sound weird, but I think I've said this before on the channel, is that even if Chelsea were to pay 100 million total fee could actually work better for Chelsea on the books in terms of the payment terms would therefore be more preferable. So it would be less money up front than if you paid 85 million. So I'm not saying we're going to pay 100 million pounds for him, but, you know, I think Chelsea are going to want, Brighton obviously going to want as much money as they can possibly get. Ben Jacobs reporting that Caicedo is unhappy that a deal has not been sorted out at this point in time. He wants Chelsea. He's set on Chelsea. He's not going to have his head turned by anyone else. It doesn't look like anyone else is coming in. So look, I think this deal will get done. But yeah, there's not really much else to say about it. I mean, look.
Also,
go on.
Yeah. Also, if this deal does not get done, it's an absolute disaster. Like, I'll say it right now. Of course it is, it's a disaster because, okay, hypothetically, I'll ask you and ask the chat as well, if that's all right. If hypothetically we somehow don't get Caicedo, who's next in line? Who do we bring in?
Well, probably be Lavia or someone, wouldn't it?
But is Lavia enough? That's the problem.
No, it's not enough. It's not enough. No, absolutely isn't enough. I mean, look, Chelsea just pay now before the USA trip is still young. Look, I think he will be. And look, this kind of lowballing thing is kind of like a sort of a hot phrase at the moment in football, but it's how business works. You know, people might say it's too low, but you never go in with what you're prepared to pay as your first bid, because then
of course.
very, very rarely do first bids get accepted. So, you know, it's like, yes, you're going to bid low, and you might say, look, Brighton might set 100 million as their asking price, but in reality, they might want 80, 85, but they set it at that, and then they kind of meet in the middle. So, you know, I still think eventually this deal will get done for 80 or 85 million pounds. But it's certainly taken its time. And I was of the opinion that this had to be done by today, really. And look, it's a little bit concerning. It's frustrating. You do feel that we're kind of starting to slightly potentially fall behind in terms of Arsenal have already got, they might bring some more in, but they've already got their 3 big summer signings in. Timber, Rice, Havertz, all going to be on the tour, all taking part from day one. United have got signings in Mason Mount. Andre Onana is going to be done shortly. All going to be in the tour, day one, certainly within the first week. And you look at us and you think, other than Nicholas Jackson, yes, obviously Nkunku's here, but that was dealt with a long time ago. You sort of think, well, we've not really got any major signings in for day one of the preseason tour, particularly under Pochettino, under a new manager. You want your main. I'm not saying it's possible to get all your signings here for day one of preseason, but you want your main ones here, and we haven't got that. So this now has to be done this week. I mean, how do you feel about how the way the club have handled this? I mean, I don't think it's been a disaster, but it would have been ideal if it was a bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, the outgoings is probably a reason why this is like, it's a factor to why this is sort of slowed down in a way, because I think we're prioritizing the outgoings, and this Lukaku stuff as well is probably like another thing that the club are dealing with. Obviously, the Ziyech stuff, which is happening. Hudson-Odoi, who's looking on the way out as well. And I think the outgoings have definitely played a part in this being such a slow transfer, because you look at Arsenal, as you mentioned, they didn't have many outgoings, to be honest, apart from Xhaka, and then maybe a couple of others, I don't know. But yeah, they only had literally 1 or 2 outgoings, so they could focus all on their incomings. But whereas us, our priority was outgoings. And yeah, I mean, it was always going to happen, to be fair. But yeah, like you said, it has to happen this week for sure. And it's a disaster if this transfer doesn't happen for us.
No, I think it will. Just to answer this question, I'd go with for what we need, Palhinha rather than Lucas Paqueta. Yeah, no, I know I have. I'm still keeping the faith that this will get done. Just because, as I was saying, like, Chelsea can't afford to walk away from this because of a lack of credible alternatives on the market for what we need. So I think eventually this deal will get done. But look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This is the 7th knee injury for Fofana in 4 years. Yeah, that certainly isn't ideal. I mean, in fairness, the one where he broke his leg, that I don't think we can put that down as injury prone because it was a horrific tackle. But yeah, the others certainly concerns. Where's Ampadu going? Ampadu's going to Leeds. We'll get into that in a sec. Do you think Chelsea will get it done before? I'd have to say no at this point in time. I don't know what you think, mate, but do you think this will be done by Saturday? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I really don't think so. We will no more compete for top 6, never mind top 4. Yeah, look, this is not the squad for the start of the season. So look, I think we have to be patient. You know, this is not the squad for the start of the season. I absolutely agree. If that was a squad that was going into the season, then yeah, for sure. But right now, yes, that is true. But the window's still got a while left to run. There's still 4 and a bit. There's still 4 weeks or just under until the season starts. A lot can change in that time. Chris, the clubs are talking daily. I don't know why it's taking so long. I don't know. Seems Bailey & Co value the business competition over team needs. Cool T-shirt. Oh, yeah, it's just a standard Chelsea T-shirt, black one. What else we got going there? We can't mess this one around. Proper DM. Yeah, absolutely. I do also, mate. Do you think Caicedo's going to have to start forcing it? Because quite right now he's been seemingly quite respectful, not really said too much publicly about it. No transfer request, not really forcing a move. Do you think that might speed things on if he hands in a transfer request, or or something along those lines?
Kind of. I think it'll speed up a little bit, if anything. But I still think the fee will be the key in this, because Brighton want to try and get as much money as possible. We've seen how many times they've fleeced us. They've fleeced at other clubs with money, but yeah, they definitely want to get the most out of it. And I think Caicedo will start to force it a little bit if it doesn't happen by Saturday. I think by the time we play Brighton, if it doesn't happen, then I think he'll really push it basically.
Ampadu is going for an initial 7 million, but it could rise to 10 or 11, depending on add-ons. So I imagine promotion will be one of those add-ons or something like that. Should have kept Ampadu, could have used him. To be honest, he just wasn't really good enough at the end of the day. You can say they didn't get a fair crack, but, it's not really... I'd say probably not really good enough. Yeah, Arsenal did do that. That is true. Gallagher's got a lot to prove. I think he can do. Look, I think Gallagher can certainly be a good squad player for the team, but I don't think he's of the required quality to be an automatic starter. But I mean, I could be wrong on that. Just go for Polina for 55 million. I think he costs more than that.
More than that. West Ham have had bids rejected.
Yeah, West Ham had bid. I think they had 40 million rejected today. Caicedo's worth 75. Caicedo's worth 130 in reality, so 95. Look, Caicedo is one of them where, and there's some players, of course, you don't want to pay over the odds, but sometimes when you're in a desperate situation and you need a player, sometimes for certain players, you just have to break the bank and accept that we're going to have to pay more than we want to pay just to get this guy on board because he's going to be so important for our team, and because we've fucked things up over previous years in terms of poor recruitment in midfield, we've left ourselves in this situation. Sometimes, you just got to make, you just got to break the bank for certain players, and he is one of those guys. So we do have to pay more than we wanted to pay. Then let's just do it. When you're talking about spending 85 million pounds, what's the point in arguing over, say, 5 or 10 million more? It really doesn't make any difference. So I think we are at that point. Zula, hope you're good.
Big up, Zula. Thanks for that.
Keep saying it, but once again, we announced another teenager signed from Brazil, but nothing on first team incomings. Look, what I would say is that the sort of the youth recruitment drive, as it were, is totally separate to the first team recruitment. I think a lot of people think, we're neglecting first team recruitment to sign youngsters instead. That isn't the case. I can understand how it looks. I can understand that it's obviously very frustrating, but that certainly isn't the case. He'll be done after the Brighton game. Maybe. I'd like to hope so. Caicedo to do a name and play first half of Brighton, second half of Chelsea. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, look, he's certainly the best one around for sure. Like, I always maintain at the start of the window, it had to be Rice or it had to be Caicedo. Those were the two standout midfield players on the market. We haven't got Rice, so we have to get this guy. Otherwise, I'm not saying there's not other options out there. There are, but they're nowhere near as good as this man. So we have to get him. Simple as that. Stinking Red Bull model going to, I don't think so. How much do we bid for Caicedo? Look, I think it's going to take 75 plus add-ons, maybe 80.
It'll be 80, yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is also a fair point as well. Now, I am on board with this point. I certainly believe that June, for sure, was all about getting the outgoings. And in a month, we've pretty much cleared out everyone we needed to clear out. And now this month, things need to start to pick up. I am a little bit more concerned now that we're best part of middle of July. We're on our way to pre-season now, and we've made one first team signing in Nicholas Jackson. That's not ideal, but this point is definitely valid for sure. Right, let's move away from Caicedo now because I don't think there's too much more to add on that. And let's move on to another saga, which is a real mad one. If we're being honest here, mate, what is going on with this Romelu Lukaku situation? Obviously, I was away over the weekend, but I did see briefly that on Friday, sort of the whole thing fell apart. Inter decided to leave negotiations for Lukaku deal off. Chelsea to be informed soon. Inter are furious after being informed of talks between Lukaku and Juve. Juve and Saudi remain as options for Lukaku now, but Juve can only proceed if they sell Vlahovic. Bro, this saga is mad in terms of everything that's happened. I only want Inter, but now I'll be happy to move to Juventus. And like, mate, what do you think's going on here? Like, this guy is like sort of a heel in wrestling. Like, it is unreal. Like, I'm not gonna, like, on a human level, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but geez, he thinks differently, doesn't he? Like, in terms of his footballing career, if he were, make it clear that obviously Lukaku would only go to Juventus if Dusan Vlahovic left, but now it looks like his only options on the table are Juve or Saudi. I mean, mate, what do you think of these latest developments that come sort of Friday and Saturday over the weekend? Because it's kind of mad.
Mate, this Lukaku stuff, man, it's almost as crazy as like the Mason Mount stuff in a way, but even more sort of like, as you said, like more heel turns, man, with Lukaku. This guy, like, he's kissed so many badges, like, you can never take him seriously in a way. Like, when he says, I want Inter, like, I still never believe that he loved Inter, because he's done that before where he was at West Brom, said, I love West Brom, I love Everton, I love United, and I love Chelsea, but then he's gone and done this. And, like, obviously the Vlahovic stuff has probably been a possible reason to it, as like a stem for Lukaku to move on to Juve. I do think the deal does happen to Juventus, but I don't know how much we'll probably get for him. But is it 30 million, 40 million we'll get for him, roughly?
I think we'll get about 40 million euros for him. Maybe 35 million pounds. Like, we just need to get rid.
Yeah. And obviously he likes the league as well. So that's thing we know for sure, that he loves the Serie A. Obviously, we don't know which club he loves, because, as I said, he kisses the badges off those clubs. But yeah, I mean, Juventus are arguably one of the biggest clubs in Serie A. Arguably, they've obviously had problems with FFP, haven't they, as well? So big problems there. But yeah, I mean, if he wants to go to Inter, let him go. We just need to get rid of him ASAP. And use that money to invest in the team elsewhere for us, to be honest.
No, for sure. Let me just get a few of these questions before we go back to the Lukaku thing. If Caicedo were to fall through, Palhinha, Paquetá, Lavia, Amrabat. Look, I personally, from that list, I mean, I think Amrabat or Palhinha would be decent options. But again, there's not really been any links with either of those. Tchouaméni, they're not. Tchouaméni and Valverde are absolutely not for sale at Real Madrid. Can't see it falling through now. No, I think we've gone too far down. After we get Caicedo, do you think Chelsea will get a striker? I don't know if Chelsea will get a striker or not. I'm not sure. It really is. It's tricky to tell. It is tricky to tell. Please sign Caicedo, Cherki, Lavia, and Martinez. I mean, that would be decent. I could see two of those happening. The other two, Lavia and Martinez, I'm not so sure. Yeah, fair. We keep talking about Caicedo, but what about the other 3 to 4 vital signings we need? Yeah, I mean, look, that's also a fair point. I think we need new. Yeah, I mean, look, could do. Kane. Well, yeah, Kane's a great option, but for Chelsea, it's not an option because he wouldn't come. No, he's not. I think PSG will go for Vlahovic if they sell Mbappe for sure, and I think Mbappe will leave PSG. So yeah, look, I think there's still a few dominoes to fall into place on this one. If Mbappe leaves PSG, as and when he leaves, I believe he will, then I think you'll see PSG look to move for Vlahovic, which in turn could see them then go for Lukaku. But I ultimately wouldn't rule out Lukaku ending up in Saudi Arabia. I really wouldn't. If Tchouaméni is available, if Tchouaméni was available for 80 million, mate, would you take, if Tchouaméni happens to be available for 80, would you sign him instead of Caicedo?
I don't know about instead, but no, I'll probably still go with Caicedo, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I think if we somehow got both of them though, then yeah, imagine a midfield with Caicedo, Tchouaméni, and Enzo. Oh my days, that'd be honestly insane if that ever happened.
I've written that wrong. Kone, I think Kone's got an ACL injury, so I don't think he's on the move this summer, which is why there's been no real links for him. Yeah, look, this Lukaku thing could absolutely drag on. That's for sure. I mean, look, I think it'll be concluded by the time the season starts, but yeah, we could be in a situation where this does drag on. I want everyone 40 million to steal. He's a waste. The Juve option going to drag till I don't know how long the Juve option will drag for, but yeah, certainly it could certainly be an issue. I mean, mate, can you sort of believe how badly this whole Lukaku thing's gone? It has been an absolute disaster.
Yeah, I mean, just for him generally as well, and I mean all the cities that he missed in the Champions League final as well, and yeah, his fall from grace is like it's crazy, honestly. It's karma for what he did to us. To be honest, he deserves it. And yeah, he just needs to get out of the club, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, he'll probably smash it in the Saudi league, to be honest, because yeah, it's a Saudi league, isn't it?
I mean, look, let me just get this one. He doesn't want to go to Saudi. The priority's always been to remain in Europe. But as I say, right now, his only option on the table in Europe is Juventus if they sell Dusan Vlahovic. Other than that, there's no other options on the table in Europe. So, I mean, look, Lukaku might have to do something where he maybe goes to the Saudi league for 2 to 3 years, rebuild his reputation, and then come back to Europe and try again. Maybe similar to what Anelka did when he went to Bolton for a few years to try and rebuild the career and then come back. He might have to do something like that potentially, because right now, I mean, for someone that has achieved so much in his career, to have no real interest in Europe that is kind of mad, isn't it? It goes to show sort of how far he has fallen.
Yeah, and the game's evolved as well. I think from his style of play, I think he's playing in the wrong era. I mean, if he was in the era of when we won the leagues under like Carlo and Josie, I think he would absolutely smashed it for us. But I just think Pep's changed the game so much around football around the world. I just don't think he fits in anymore.
No, he certainly doesn't. But yeah, this needs to be dealt with as quickly as possible. I could not believe the news when Inter dropped out from him. If I'm honest, he got caught. I think I saw something. I think it was Fabrizio reporting it that he's a bit disillusioned by the fact that he didn't start the Champions League final. He wasn't starting regular games at Inter, and he'd actually been in talks with Juventus from before the Champions League final. I think it was, or straight after. So yeah, look, he's obviously in a difficult place in his footballing career right now, but it's unfortunately it is all from his own doing. Bro, we're not going to get Vardiol and Mbappe. We're not. Sometimes I'm just not sure if people think, because in what world are we getting Vardiol and Mbappe?
Career mode FIFA, that's it.
Bro, we're absolutely, it just isn't happening. Yeah, it'd be great, it'd be fantastic, but we're absolutely not. It's absolutely not happening. Chelsea don't want to pay Vlahovic's wages, otherwise, again, no such thing as an amicable swap deal in football, really. There's a reason why these swap deals barely happen, because there's so many things that you've got to agree. Europe doesn't want Lukaku. Champions League. What else we got? Could not. Yeah, it was mad. That was mad. If only to sell Lukaku is to buy Vlahovic, then we should do that. I mean, maybe. Tchouaméni, yeah, he is good. He is good for sure. No, we just need to get rid of them. We just have to get rid of him quickly. Can we do Chelsea quiz? Maybe I'll think about it. Yeah, look, I do rate Bro. Yeah, there's a lot of potential there. He's still relatively unproven, but in the games that he has played for Chelsea, he has looked decent. He's a good profile. He's quick, but again, a lot's got to be. It's going to depend on how his recovery from this injury goes down. How he returns from his injury. I mean, Bro, what are your thoughts on Broja briefly?
I just don't think he'll be Chelsea level. I think, if anything, I think he'll be like, I think he'll be like another Lukaku in the way where he'll go out on a couple of loans, he'll absolutely smash it. Then I just don't think he'll have the level to play for us, to be honest. That's just my personal opinion. I think he's a decent player, but I think he's not Chelsea level, in my opinion. Yeah.
Lukaku to Strasbourg. I mean, that's not going to happen. But would Ollie Watkins be a good addition? I don't think so. Just because obviously he's doing well for Villa and stuff. But I just think another step up. It's another big step up to Chelsea, and I'm just
let's see how he does this season.
Ready. Yeah. I'd probably go Tchouaméni for me. Lavia, Sangare, Edson Alvarez, Amrabat. Edson Alvarez is one of them where I'm not sure if he's quite good enough, really. Amrabat, linked interest with Spurs, United potentially. Sangare, I think, subject to interest from Nottingham Forest. So yeah, I don't know. No, I can't see any situation at all where Lukaku stays at Chelsea. Why do I feel that these owners are leaving everything for January? No, I don't think they are.
Not everything, yeah, but
fair. I would keep an eye on Watkins this season, yeah, for sure. Are you doing any watch? No, but I'll be honest, bro. I was thinking about it, but for here in the UK, the kickoff times are so late. Like it's too late. Like it's sort of midnight. midnight, and there's like some of them are like 2 of. I think the Fulham one actually might be 7:45, so I probably would do for that one. But yeah, generally the ones that are in the early hours of the morning, absolutely not, mate. In terms of centre forwards, briefly, do you think we will sign another one? Because I look at it and think we'll obviously assess how the situation is in pre-season. But the fact that Broja's not on the tour now hasn't really be a chance to assess him. Do you think that changes the situation now in terms of going for the centre forward?
We should, but I don't think we will in this transfer window. I think we're going to prioritise midfield, and I think a few of the other forward options. To be honest, I don't think we'll go for a striker, even though we should. But I think that'll be left to sort of January in a way. But if you look out there, there's not much, I guess, out there in the market that screams out.
I guess you're looking at Vlahovic,
Tony.
You're basically looking at the 3-man list for Chelsea is essentially Vlahovic, Kolo Muani, and Lautaro Martinez. I mean, out of those three, who would you prefer? Because I think those are the 3 on the list. But the stuff with Martinez seems to have gone quiet. Vlahovic a little bit quiet. Chelsea interested in Kolo Muani, but I mean, from those 3, who would be your preference?
I'd pick up the 3. I want neither of them, to be honest. But if I had to pick one, I'll probably go with Vlahovic. If I had to pick.
Yeah, I'd probably. I think I'd probably prefer Kolo Muani, but I do actually think that there's a chance that we look. I think we might, but I can't be certain on it. I think for me, we'll have to assess what happens in pre-season before deciding if we go for another striker. Like, you can think that the club won't, but that's the thing. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I mean, I think they should sign someone, but it doesn't mean they will.
Exactly.
There's no point signing someone for the sake of it. Like, I can't be certain that Chelsea are going to sign a striker.
But then again, we signed Nicholas Jackson, so I guess that's our striker done, isn't it?
Well, yeah, potentially.
That's the way I see it. Like, if we didn't sign Jackson right now, then I'd probably say we probably would. But seems we spent what was it, 35-40 million on Jackson, right?
39 million, about 32 million pounds.
Yeah, and it's like, if you spend that money, you're not gonna bench him, are you? Like,
I don't know. I think there's also a lack of credible options on the market as well, which is probably what Chelsea are realizing. And then maybe they might do a situation that I've floated a number of times where you might try and get by with Broja, Jackson, and Nkunku till January, and then maybe try and reignite the Ivan Toney interest potentially. Like,
I'd be down for that. Ivan Toney, man, we should be all over that, man.
There's definitely a situation there, but yeah, I mean, let's wait and see what happens on that front. But yeah, this is the Lukaku things, man. I mean, bro, how long do you think this will drag on for? Can you see a credible, see a solution being reached anytime soon?
No, I think this will drag on until deadline day. If I'm being honest, bro, this will be non-stop, man. Honestly,
yeah. I don't know. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. I mean, because you would have thought with Inter, we probably could have got it done quite quickly, well, reasonably quickly. But now that they've pulled out and there's not many options there, then yeah, it's I don't know. Look, I think either way is a big risk. In terms of whether you go with those 3, that's a risk because 2 of them are new to the league. And 1 is not got the most Premier League experience. So you're taking a massive risk there. You're putting a lot of pressure on Jackson and Nkunku to come in and hit the ground running. Or you're looking to bring in someone a bit more established to try and get the bulk of your goals. And either way, there's a problem. Like, obviously, ideally, you'd have a situation where you've got someone that contributes 20-odd goals a season and everyone else steps up. But I can't really, personally myself, see that happening. I mean, bro, what do you think is a better way of going about it? Getting someone in that you rely on for most of your goals, or having players, or getting what you've already got to contribute more? Because if you can try and get maybe 10 to 15 from Nkunku, maybe sort of 8 to 12 from from Sterling, Madueke, Mudryk, etc. I mean, what do you reckon?
I reckon the goals should sort of be spread out. You know, I always look at sort of like the iconic Liverpool front three, the Man City iconic front three of Sane, Aguero, and Sterling, and obviously Mane, Salah, and Firmino, how they sort of spread out the goals, where it wasn't even like back in the day where you'd rely on your out-and-out striker to score, and then your wingers get a few here and there. But like Salah and Mane, literally, like they bagged over like 20 goals each season and stuff, and that's the way we should sort of follow if we want to get back to winning titles.
Yeah, no, mate, I absolutely, I do agree on that. I mean, I think there's two ways of doing it. You can either have a prolific forward like City have got with Haaland, who gets most of the goals, but everyone else does chip in, or we go down the route of having someone that's perhaps not quite as prolific, but go with guys that contribute evenly across the front line. It is certainly an interesting one. I mean, Dash, I know you've got to shoot now, bro. So, thanks so much for your time as always, mate. Guys, if you're not already following Dharmesh on Twitter, make sure you do. It's on his screen name. It'll be linked in the description as well. So make sure you head over there and give him a follow. I'm going to carry on for a little bit longer, people. But Dharmesh, thanks so much for your time, bro. Massively appreciated. And I will catch up again with you soon, mate.
Yeah, big up, bro. Big up the chat as well.
Nah, cheers, mate. Thanks a lot. Yeah, people, let me just get to a few things in the chat. By the way, guys, almost an hour in, and I've not remembered to tell you people that you need to keep smashing the likes. Only 39 likes on my channel. Let's get this up to 50 likes, guys. Just hover over that thumb button, give it a little click. It does massively help out. So please do that. Let's get this to at least 50. Excuse me. 60 likes if possible, people. So yeah, up the likes on my channel, up the likes on Chelsea Fan TV. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to either channel already, make sure that you do. I'm going to pop the links to the channel in the chat. Make sure if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do. There's over 230 of us locked in across both channels. There's definitely some of you that haven't subscribed, guys. So I'll pop my link in the chat. Make sure you head over and subscribe. And guys, make sure you head over and subscribe to Chelsea Fan TV as well, people. It's all greatly appreciated. So please do that. What are we saying in the chat here? Bit on the warm side in the States right now. I can imagine that. Vlahovic and Brea would have been fine, and Nkunku just in case. Taking Vlahovic solves the Lukaku problem as we will simply go the other way. Yeah, potentially. Fofana injured again, needs to be sold. No, I don't think he needs to be sold. No, leaving Aubameyang as a third, that's not going to happen. I think he'll definitely go. I think Vlahovic will be expensive. I think you're looking at 65, 70 million pounds for Dusan Vlahovic. So that could be a slight stumbling block there. Most big teams have 3 strikers. That's how critical they are because of form injury, etc. I do agree on that, but then again, most big teams aren't playing once a week. So that's also the problem there as well. Cherky chat gone quiet. It has a little bit. Chelsea is still interested for sure, but yeah, at this point in time, there hasn't been as much interest on the Cherky front as there normally is. News about Vince, but Caicedo, I don't know. I can't read that. What does that say? Is Lewis Hall an 8 or a 6? I think he's more of a box-to-box midfielder, but again, I've not seen an awful lot of him in midfield. Problem being, if he has got the PSG move in his head, he will have his heart set on those PSG wages. Potentially for sure. Yeah, but again, Anelka played wide for quite a lot of the time as well, as did Kalou. Yes, bro, hope you're good. Maybe just been going through Caicedo stuff, centre forward stuff, pre-season. Nothing major. Once a week is temporary with our... yeah, absolutely is. But again, I think next summer, the striker market could be different again as well. So, yeah, let's wait and see on that front as well, people. 43 likes. Yeah, people, get those likes up, guys. Only on 43. Let's run it up to at least 50. Let's try and get it to 60, guys. It does massively help me out. So please do run the likes up, people. Please do that, guys. It's free. Don't freeload the content, guys. You're tuning in. You get involved. It's great fun, as always, even if we have different opinions about certain things. But yeah, please do run up the likes. People just hit that thumb button. It's free and it massively helps me out. So please do that. Personally, I'd forget Vlahovic. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I probably prefer Kolo Muani, if I'm being totally honest. Fan base reflects the team. Right, okay. Torres, Drogba, Anelka, Sturridge, and Lukaku. Again, Lukaku and Sturridge were at different stages of their career. Defensive midfield was a priority, and we have royally messed it up. At least 2 CDMs should have been on the pre-season. I suppose in an ideal situation, yes, but unfortunately, football doesn't always deal in ideals. So yeah, look, I'm still confident that we get Caicedo and think maybe we get another one, but I don't see another one coming until after pre-season because obviously the likes of Chukwuemeka, Cassidy and Santos will be assessed, and then we'll make a decision from there about who goes on loan and whether someone else might need to come in. But ultimately, for me, as I've said many times before, we're going to have to start trusting and backing what we're doing. And we're investing in young players and we need to use them. We need to believe in what we're doing. There's no point, in my opinion, when you've got someone like Andre Santos to go and spend 50 million quid on Romeo Lavia, who's 6 months older than him, for me, doesn't really necessarily make that much sense. That's just my opinion on that front. Potentially, but I don't think I wouldn't bank on it. If I'm being totally honest, I really wouldn't bank on him being the answer as a defensive midfield player. Again, I think a loan move could be better for Lewis Hall for sure. I do think a loan move could well be better for him, but let's certainly wait and see on that front, people, for sure. Right. Well, I mean, let's steady on there a little bit. But yeah, I certainly think there's a lot of potential there. People are very excited about Santos as well. So yeah, let's see what happens on that front. Let's move away from this Romelu Lukaku stuff as a saga that seems to be dragging on and on and on. So let's have a look. What else we've got going on? Let's check out strikers again and get the latest on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as well. So we have got here that Aubameyang interest from Marseille. He'd be interested in the projects at Marseille, but the deal is complicated because of the cost. Chelsea want a transfer fee, and Aubameyang is on high wages. So it seems at this point in time, Aubameyang has got interest from Saudi Arabia, and he's also got interest from Marseille. And obviously, Chelsea ideally would like a fee. We might be in a situation where maybe Marseille aren't prepared to pay much of a fee. I think for a 34-year-old Aubameyang, you're not really going to be recouping too much money. So maybe from that perspective, Chelsea just want to try and get what they possibly can for him, and then obviously move on from there. But I don't know. I'm really not sure on this one. Look, I think obviously Aubameyang would certainly prefer that move. He's played in Liga before St. Etienne at the beginning of his career. I'm sure he wouldn't mind finishing there. Marseille, Champions League club, Champions League football. So, yeah. And let's wait and see what happens on this one. But Aubameyang's got interest from Marseille. But again, he's going to have to take a wage cut to go there. And Chelsea and Marseille are going to have to agree on some sort of a fee. I don't know what sort of fee Chelsea are looking for. I don't know how much Marseille would be prepared to pay. I think it'd be easier if Chelsea just terminated his contract or they came to some sort of agreement of buying him out of his contract or whatever it might be. But yeah, we certainly need to improve upon that situation for sure. Let's see what happens with this one. But him, Ziyech, and Lukaku will be back at Cobham tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to be doing there, but yeah, these three are the last three that we need to get out the door as quickly as we possibly can. I agree that Chalobah should stay. Why not Chalobah as DM? Because we can't be taking shortcuts and shoehorning people into positions that require investment. We need a world-class defensive midfield player, and Chalobah's not that answer. If we were talking about a squad rotational role, then you could maybe go for that for sure. Oba, due to his pace, has 3 or 4 years left in him in Saudi. I would agree on that one for sure. Fofana and injury. Yeah, it's not ideal that. It really isn't ideal that. We'll rejuvenate him, get him scoring again. price news. Let's have a little look on the latest there, guys. But yeah, Aubameyang to Marseille. He would like that move, but yeah, wages need to be reduced and a fee needs to be agreed. Oh, interesting. Let's have a look at this one here. Some breaking news. That's the latest on Aubameyang. Let's have a quick look on the news here from the Daily Mail that is being reported. And Chelsea have reportedly joined the race for Kazuki Goto. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Regarded as the best young talent in Japan. Goto is a 6'3" striker, and Chelsea scouts have identified him as a player that could succeed in England or one of Chelsea's partner clubs. Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess another potential for the future. Again, no, we haven't obviously signed him at this point in time, but yeah, the Daily Mail reporting that, you know, Chelsea scouts have identified him as a player that could succeed in England or one of the club's partners. So again, another one that would potentially, if he were to join, would join for the future. At this point, I'm not really sure what to say on that. He might be good in a few years' time if we get him. Who knows? But yeah, I'm not really too sure what to add on this front. So yeah, it's just interest at this point in time. I don't know what other teams are interested in him. I don't know anything about him. I've never seen him play. Never heard of him. This is the first time that I've heard of him. Yeah, you know, the club are looking to move in this direction and bring him in, loan him out to Strasbourg or another feeder club when we get one. Then yeah, let's have a look. I wouldn't mind if I would stay one more season, if I'm honest. He's not going to stay. I think it's clear that he's not part of the plans. If he was part of the plans, he would have been on the tour. What else we got? I know we are signing kids for the future, but we need, yeah, for sure, we absolutely do. But again, this is not the first team and the future signings aren't linked together. They're separate budgets. They're separate entities, as it were. So we're not signing. These aren't being, you know, we're not doing this business whilst neglecting the first team. It's kind of a separate operation, as it were. Absolutely, but the Maguire links just aren't true at all. Must have subs that can win, not just for squad depth. Yeah, no, for sure, I agree on that. Nick, appreciate that, bro. Massively appreciated. Never heard of it. Another thing many people have. Amari Hutchinson in advanced talks of Ipswich Town a potential loan move. I think that would certainly be decent for him as well. I think he just needs to go and play regular football, so that would be a great move for him. What years? I've got no idea. Really no idea. I'd like to think within the next 5 years, if I had to take a random guess, I'd go maybe 2026, 2027, potentially. But yeah, that's just a little bit of news there and another potential young forward for the future, guys. Again, I know not the most exciting thing. It's not necessarily the news that you want to hear, but Chelsea in the race for a potential another signing. So yeah, all fun and games at this point in the transfer market for the club. People, 68 of you locked in on my channel, still only 49 likes. Guys, come on, people. You're better than this. You know you are. Hover over that thumb button, give it a click, guys. 70 of you locked in with only 49 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get it up. Let's try and get it to at least 60 likes if we can, people. I always like to aim for 100 likes on these streams, so it might be a little bit out of reach at this point in time. But certainly, guys, if you're locked in and you've not clicked the like button, it's a rite of passage into the stream. When you're locked in, just hover over that thumb, give it a click. But yeah, guys, up these likes. Let's go. Let's go. Same on Chelsea Fan TV as well, guys. Do I play FPL? No, not really. I'd sometimes do a team, but I just forget to do it. Yeah, I think there's decent signings in there. I absolutely think there's good signings in there. You should be addressing this issue, not making it. No, but I think what people don't understand is that FFP, it'll be a small amount of money on the books because it's done on the upfront cost, it's done on the money paid up front. It's not done on, so it's amortized over the length of the contract. So it goes on the books as it's amortized over 5 years. So if you sign someone for 100 million, they'll cost 20 million pounds per year. This is not affecting us in an FFP way. I don't agree on that. Score versus Wrexham. Jesus, I've got no idea. I'm going to be like 3-1 to us or something. We don't have midfield depth. Either be saying again, it depends on how Chukwuemeka does. Depends on how Santos does. But I do think we need one more for sure. Enough of the obsession with the youngsters is too much. again, they're not all going to play in the first team. Some will be flipped on and sold for profit. And that there's two sides to the business model, people. Fafana really pushing me over the line. Fair. Everyone complaining about young signings not being ready for Premier League, but at the same time wanting Caicedo at all costs. He wasn't Prem proven until he got game time and he was able to prove himself. I do agree with that to a certain extent, for sure. I do agree. But yeah, best move away from that one. I think Chukwuemeka could be really good. For sure. No, we're not blatting the squad because these aren't all going to be part of the first team squad. These guys are going to go on loan and be part of the development squads and stuff. So it's not that's not the case. I think Chukwuemeka, I'm looking forward to seeing what Chukwuemeka can do under Pochettino for sure. Unfortunate, bro. It's happened to us all. We are not selling club that we have to buy them for profit. No, but it's business is business, and look, ideally you want all of them to work out, but that's not the reality of the situation, guys. That isn't a reality. So yeah. What else we got going here? Apparently Fulham are re-signing Willian. Willian is now gonna re-sign for Fulham. I believe that's the case. It is really young, but Arsenal's squad's young. Look, young, just because you've got a young squad doesn't mean you can't be successful. I think it's really important to emphasize that. Yes, you might want a little bit more, some more experienced heads around the place, but I do think we've got them. Kepa's experience, so's Thiago Silva, so is Ben Chilwell, so is Raheem Sterling. Enzo Fernandez, despite his years, is mature. Has got experience. We need to get the signings in. It's too late. It's not too late already. It certainly isn't too late already, but I do agree it would have been better to have more signings in by now. Absolutely, in an ideal world. Guys, keep smashing those likes. Let's get them up. Let's get them up, people. Let's try and get this to 70 likes on my channel now. 12 more likes, guys. And make sure you subscribe as well, people. You know the drill around here, guys. Like and subscribe on your way in if you haven't done so already, people. Right, what else have we got popping off here? What was I going to bring up? Chelsea have sold another player today as well. Ethan Ampadu has left for Leeds United. Let's just quickly bring that up on the screen now. So, yeah, Leeds and Chelsea have reached an agreement for a deal for Ethan Ampadu. Initial fee of around 7 million with add-ons attached. Now, I think, look, Ampadu's been here for so many years, but he's basically... he's hardly played for the first team. I think a good player. He's the 3 loans in Italy, relegated in each one of them. So, look, it's unfortunate for him. I don't really think there's a path for him at Chelsea to go and succeed. So I think a move to Leeds is good for him. It's a club that should probably come straight back up to the Premier League, although they will certainly be hoping to come straight back up to the Premier League. But yeah, it's another player out the door. It's another 7 million into the bank account, which is great for the club. So yeah, why not? Absolutely, why not? In terms of that, I think it was one of those exactly that needed to happen. He's been around for a while, so yeah, I think I've not really got anything bad against this deal at all. I think it's a great deal. I think it's a great deal for us. So yeah, it's great for Ampadu as well. So yeah, we're all good on that front. Always liked Ampadu, good for him. Yeah, I think he can go and develop and be a decent player, but ultimately probably one of those that just wasn't really quite good enough to go and get the business done for Chelsea. Right, guys, last thing that I'm gonna round out with is this Levi Colwill stuff, because Liverpool fans don't really seem to understand that not for sale means not for sale. But yeah, we are where we are. Ben Jacobs again clarifying this. I'm not really sure why it needs to be clarified, but Chelsea's position remains that Levi Colwill is not for sale. Pochettino plans to be really hands-on with them in pre-season, with Badiashile and obviously Fafana not on the tour. It's going to be even more of a role for him. Brighton have mentioned Colwill and Caicedo talks as a normal tactic, but Chelsea haven't engaged. Colwill will have to really force a move if he wants to leave, and there'll be no reason to if he's given a clear pathway. His desire for instant game time comes from the fact it's been communicated to him that he stands a real chance of going to the Euros in 2024, and England minutes await him. So yeah, I can understand why he wants that. So yeah, Enzo Fernandez is going to go straight from Argentina. Yeah, I just remembered how they took this guy to US to assess the same knee before signing him. I'm not. I don't know what. Again, I'm not sure what the knee injury is. I don't know if it's the same knee, how serious it is. Checklist before the season starts: Lukaku, Ziyech, Aubameyang out. Agreed. Caicedo and Cherky in. That would be nice. No, I don't think we will win all the preseason games. I just don't think that's going to happen. But who knows? I mean, it could happen maybe, but I'd say unlikely. Absolutely isn't the way to go. No, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere at all. I don't know why people. I don't know why people think he is. He absolutely isn't. And now, as I said, there's going to be a big opportunity for him in pre-season. And in all honesty, I absolutely believe that he will start. He will start the first game. He'll start the first game of the season alongside Thiago Silva. That would be my thoughts on it. But yeah, the whole Colwill thing is just tiresome. It really is. Like, I don't know why clubs think that they're going to take him off our hands. Yes, we want to agree a new deal with him, but ultimately he's got 2 years left on his contract, plus an option for a third based on certain things. So, yeah, I don't know why people think he wants to leave. He absolutely doesn't want to leave. I think it's clear and it's right that he seeks assurances over whether there's going to be game time for him. And then obviously it's absolutely down to him to deliver and get the job done when he gets his opportunity in the team. But yeah, I think Levi Colwill will certainly be at Chelsea for a number of years. No two ways about it. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll have to wait and see what does happen on that one. But yeah, no, he absolutely could be the new number 26 as a possibility. But yeah, guys, anyone got any questions they want to bang in the chat for the last couple of minutes? Let me know. We'll go through some of those. Otherwise, I will begin to round this one out. But yeah, guys, let me know any questions. Future captain too. Yeah, potentially if he hangs around for a number of years. I absolutely think that is for sure a possibility that could happen. But yeah, look, I'm really excited. I think in terms of preseason, I'm really excited to see Levi Colwill. I think there's a top player there, loads of potential, a great centre back, and I think the future's bright in terms of centre backs at the club for us. Injuries already before the start of the season, and people are saying the squad is okay. It's not okay. No, he hasn't played a game for us yet. No, for sure he hasn't. But you look at how well he did at Brighton. He did really well. He was outstanding in the European Championships. Yeah, he's going to have to adjust a little bit to Chelsea, but he's absolutely got the talent and can certainly be a very important player for us. There's a reason why so many people speak so highly of him, because he is a top talent, probably one of the most talented centre backs, certainly young centre backs in European football. So yeah, of course he's not kicked the ball for Chelsea yet, but I think there's no reason to doubt why he wouldn't go on and be a top player. Chelsea's got all the attributes. He's already shown at 19 years of age that he's got what it takes. I think obviously there's no guarantees he's going to be a success, but yeah, I think he does look. He looks the real deal. There's no denying it. He absolutely does look the real deal. Hope. What else have we got going on here? Hope Poch is still training the players hard. Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously probably be a lighter session tomorrow after that. Look, Chelsea's level has always been the same. We had a dip last season for sure, but the standards at Chelsea are always the same. And Levi Colwill, any team would take Levi Colwill. There's no denying it. I mean, I'm not maybe not Real Madrid or Barcelona or whatever, but most teams would take Levi Colwill because he's a very, very talented footballer. Do you think Chelsea going inside something back? Maybe. But again, I wouldn't absolutely bank on it. I wouldn't absolutely bank on that happening. I can't believe we've jetted off for pre-season without bringing. It's slightly frustrating for sure. But I think ultimately, as long as Caicedo gets done this week, it's not a complete disaster. But yeah, it's not ideal. I would have really preferred this deal to be done before then. I said it, and I will say it again. Chelsea must sign a goalkeeper first choice. I mean, 2 of those might happen, but for me, there's no way that 4 of those happen. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to look to round this one out, people. But thank you so much, guys, for joining in as always. Thanks for getting involved in the chat. It's always a pleasure to interact with each of you. It's great fun, even if we differ in opinions on certain things. But yeah, guys, Chelsea are out in pre-season. Hopefully, there's some more positive news. Obviously, annoying about Fofana's injury to his knee, won't be there. Reece James ill, hopefully join up in the next few days. Broja staying at home. Let's hope for some more positive transfer news tomorrow, and certainly this week as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow with Pice joining me, people. So make sure you stay locked in for that one. Big up yourselves in the chat. Make sure on the way out, guys, you smash the likes, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and subscribe to Chelsea Fan TV as well, guys. If I can try and get another 5 or 10 subs to my channel on the way out, it would greatly appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me, people, and the same over on Chelsea Fan TV. But please do run up the subscribers. Please do run the likes up on the way out, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the show. I'll be back tomorrow with Pice, as I said, for another daily transfer update. So make sure you join us then. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Up the Chelsea, and peace out, people.